Chapter 86. Strong Fire Fang Tian Painting Halberd. There is not much suspense in the confrontation between Qin Feng and Yu Feiyang. With just one move, Yu Feiyang was knocked off the martial arts arena by Qin Feng. Qin Feng's Yuanling is the Badian hammer, and the emphasis is on one word, ba. Domineering and turbulent, extremely powerful. Next, Ling Tian and Su Haojie faced off. Su Haojie is the only woman among the top 8, and her strength is the 8th level of Yuanling. There was no suspense in the duel between the two, but the duel process was very exciting. Most people can see that Ling Tian is trying to make things worse. After more than a dozen moves, Su Haojie took the initiative to admit defeat. This game was the most entertaining, but also the dullest battle of the quarterfinals. After this battle, Nye Tian became even more convinced that Ling Tian was a worthy opponent. Because from the beginning to the end, Ling Tian did not use Yuanling. Until now, Nye Tian didn't know what Ling Tian's Yuanling was. After a short rest, Ai Anming stepped into the martial arts arena again, glanced around the field, and said loudly, "The top 4 of the new martial arts will be produced, and they are Prince Bingyi, Qin Feng, Nye Tian, and Ling Tian." Every time the name sounded, there was a burst of exclamation. Those who can make it to the top 4 in the freshman martial arts meeting of Baiyun Academy are all martial arts geniuses. Ai Anming waved his hand as a signal and announced, "The Xinqing Martial Arts Tournament, the top 4 duel, the first match, Prince Bingyi, duel, Ling Tian. Prince of the Ice Knight." There was an uproar in the field. All of them were talking about Lan Binji. Lan Binji's method of killing Zhang Wan was too cruel, and thinking about it now, it still makes people feel lingering fear. On the other hand, Ling Tian went smoothly all the way and didn't encounter any strong opponents, so he didn't have an eye-catching performance. Do you think Ling Tian will admit defeat directly? It should be. The Bingyi Prince is too powerful. Whoever confronts him will become ice slag. Just wait, Ling Tian will admit defeat. Hearing the whispers from the crowd, Nye Tian just shook his head and smiled. He wasn't worried at all that Ling Tian would admit defeat. He has seen Ling Tian's eyes, resolute and decisive. This kind of person will not admit defeat. No matter who the opponent is, if you choose to admit defeat, it will be dusting your heart of martial arts. Dust in the heart of martial arts will cause considerable obstacles to the martial artist's path of martial arts, and may even become the martial artist's inner demon of martial arts. Therefore, warriors with a firm heart in martial arts understand one truth: no matter what kind of enemy they face, they must never admit defeat. It is not terrible to lose 100 times. The terrible thing is to admit defeat. Lan Binji was the first to step into the martial arts arena. Her eyes were piercing and contemptuous, and her body exuded a kind of condescending arrogance. The next moment, Ling Tian's figure appeared, and under the eyes of disbelief, he stepped onto the martial arts arena unswervingly. Seeing Ling Tian stepping into the martial arts arena, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. These people wanted Ling Tian to be on the stage, eager to see him die at the hands of Lan Binji. Lan Binji had a gloomy face and said quietly, "Ling Tian, you are very courageous, and you didn't choose to admit defeat. This prince is interested in you. It's a pity that I'm not interested in you." Ling Tian raised his head slightly and responded coldly. Lan Binji was startled, then smiled, and said, "Very good, finally there is another person who dares to challenge this prince. This freshman martial arts competition is getting more and more interesting." Apart from Nye Tian, Ling Tian was the first one who dared to talk to Lan Binji like that. Ling Tian didn't want to continue talking nonsense with Lan Binji. His body energy surged, and he was ready to make a move. Humph! The corners of Lan Binji's mouth curled up, and the black water Xian Bing Yuanling appeared, surrounded by black liquid balls, like a demon god, exuding a cold and evil aura. Black water is frozen. With the same move, a cloud of black air enveloped the past and attacked Ling Tian. Everyone thought of the scene where Zhang Wan was frozen, and their hearts trembled. Ling Tian quickly took a few steps back. He knew that his strength was not as good as Lan Binji's, so he didn't want to confront him head-on. Fire shock. With a step on his feet, the figure leaped high, a flaming halberd appeared in Ling Tian's hand, and a shock wave of flame swooped down, blowing away all the black energy in front of him. The raging fire-painting halberd in Ling Tian's hand released red flames, and the surging energy almost condensed the painting halberd into substance. Seeing this scene, Nye Tian smiled slightly and said, "The fire-drawing halberd, the fire attribute soldier spirit, just happens to have a restraining effect on the Blackwater Xian Bing Yuan Ling." The raging fire-painted halberd was Ling Tian's Yuan Ling. Fire and ice fight against each other. A Blackwater Xian Bing Yuan Ling and a fiery painting halberd Yuan Ling are natural enemies, and they restrain each other. Huh? Lan Binji was slightly surprised that the ice seal of the black water was broken, but he immediately realized that the black water ice circled in the air and turned into a sharp sword of black ice, held in Lan Binji's hand. "This prince wants to see whether your raging fire halberd is stronger or this prince's black ice sword is stronger." Lan Binji smiled coldly, with murderous intent. The black water ice condensed into a black ice sword, causing the surrounding temperature to drop dozens of degrees, and everyone felt a bone-chilling chill. Ling Tian fell, his body was shrouded in flames, and his expression was firm and calm. Ling Ran was fearless. "Xian Bing sharp blade!" Lan Binji yelled sharply, and Xian Bing's sharp sword sent out several ice blades, piercing the air and roaring out. "Fire shield!" Ling Tian waved the fire halberd, and a fire shield formed on top of the fire front to block the ice blade attack. The power of the Blackwater Xian Bing is too strong. If it is close to Xian Bing, even Ling Tian will be frozen into ice cubes. Everyone was stunned. No one could have imagined that Ling Tian, who was born a commoner, would be so powerful that he was on par with Prince Bingyi. On the high platform, several big figures also looked sideways. "Dean Fan, what do you think of this Ling Tian?" Qin Yetian couldn't help asking. Fan Jinwu smiled slightly and said, "Ling Tian's martial arts talent is good, but it's a pity that he only has the strength of the 9th level Yuan Ling, and the Yuan Ling of the raging fire painting halberd failed to condense into a solid body, and could not compete with Prince Bingyi's Blackwater Xian Bing Yuan Ling. If the old man as expected, within 3 moves, Ling Tian will be defeated." Qin Yetian nodded in satisfaction. Of course, he could see that Ling Tian was purely using Yuan Li to protect his body and not let the Blackwater Xian Bing get close to him. Nye Tian was slightly moved as he watched the battle in the martial arts arena. If Ling Tian's strength reached the Vientiane realm, it would be enough to fight against Lan Binji. But now, he is still too weak. "Ling Tian, I didn't expect your strength to be so strong. It seems that this prince underestimated you. But you are still going to die today. If you don't die, how can this prince feel at ease?" Ling Tian roared arrogantly. His killing intent was almost concentrated for substance. It gives an almost suffocating feeling. Ling Tian's fiery painting halberd Yuan Ling is almost the nemesis of the Blackwater Xian Bing Yuan Ling, and Ling Tian's strength and talent are both good. Lan Binji would never let a person threaten her life. Ling Tian was panting for a long time, already in a state of exhaustion. While he wanted to fight, he had to protect himself with pure energy to prevent him from being frozen by black water and black ice. The energy was consumed too much. "Prince Bingyi, do you think you can win against me?" Suddenly, Ling Tian raised his head, and there was a flash of light in his eyes. Ling Ran's murderous intent was about to come out.